several people on a specific topic or issue. Focus group means interview with several people on a specific topic or issue. Define hypothesis. Hypothesis means a assumption. Hypothesis is a express the nature and degree of relationship between variables. Hypothesis express the nature and degree of relationship between variables. Next, what do you mean by research problem? A research problem refers to some kind of problem which a researcher experiences or observes in the context of either a theoretical or practical situation. Research problem is a research problem refers to some kind of problem which a researcher experiences or observes in the context of either a theoretical or a practical situation. And next, what is ordinal variable? Ordinal variable, these are variables whose categories can be rank ordered, but the distance between the categories are not equal across the range. Ordinal variables are category can be rank ordered, but the distance between the category are not equal across the range. Next, what do you mean by testing hypothesis? Testing hypothesis is a verification of hypothesis in the light of fact, and it is done by using statistical methods. Testing of hypothesis means a verification of hypothesis in the light of fact that it is done by using statistical methods. What do you mean by experience survey? It is related with conducting informal interview with experienced persons in the area of study. Experience survey, it related with conducting informal interview with experienced person in the area of study. What is type 1 and type 2 error? Type 1 error, rejection of null hypothesis when it is true. Type 2 error, acceptance of null hypothesis when it is false or vague. Then next, explain the uses of exploratory research. Exploratory research is used in a number of situations to gain background information, to define terms, to clarify problems and hypotheses, to establish research priorities. Next, what are the objectives of exploratory research? Generally, exploratory research or studies are undertaken with the following objectives. Formulate a problem statement or hypothesis, to discover insight into new areas and problems, to evaluate the feasibility of the research projects, to establish priorities or possibilities for further research, to provide a theoretical basis to a hypothesis, to provide alternative options or approaches to a problem. Next, short essay type questions. What is exploratory research and various types? Types of exploratory research. Literature survey. It is a study which involves a collection of literature in the selected area of research in which the research has little experience. Experience survey. It is related with conducting informal interview with an experienced person in the area of study. Study of insight stimulating cases. It is a case-oriented study and intensive study of selected cases is conducted in an explorated area. It will help to get stimulating insight about the topic. Next, features or characteristics of exploratory research. To generate new ideas, it is flexible and highly versatile. To make an exact formulation of the problem to decide whether it is feasible to attempt this study. It helps to formulate a hypothesis. Structured forms are not used for data collection. Experimentation is not a requirement. It is the preliminary investigation of the problem. It is intended to provide a theoretical base to a hypothesis. Next, what are the various aspects of research problem? First one, definition of the problem. Before one take up a problem for the study, need to define it properly. Next is scope of the problem. The research scholar has to fix up the four walls of the study. The researcher must identify which of the aspects he is trying to prove. Next, justification of the problem. Many times research studies are put to the test of justification of or relevance. Feasibility of the problem. Although a problem needs urgent attention and is justifiable in several respects, one has to consider the feasibility of the same. Feasibility means the possibility of conducting the study successfully. Next, originality of the problem. In social sciences, particularly in commerce and management, there is no systematic compilation of the works already done or on hand. Two people may be doing a work more or less on similar topic. Next question. What are the steps in conducting experience survey? First step, selection of respondent. A researcher should select the respondent carefully, otherwise the information collected from them will not be dependable. He should select the respondent keeping in view in the information required from them. Only those respondents should be selected who are able to provide such information. Next, questioning the respondents. Here no formal record is required. The approach adopted in an experience survey should be highly unstructured so the respondents can give different views. While interviewing the respondents, a systematic interviewing format is adopted. Next question, what is case study? Explain the features of case study. Definition. According to P.V. Young, a comprehensive study of a social unit, be that unit a person, a group, a social institution, a district or a community is called a case study. According to P.V. Young, a comprehensive study of a social unit, be that unit a person, a group, a social institution or district or a community is called a case study. Next, features. Study of a social unit is all its aspects. Next, it tries to study a specific field of the unit under study. Next, the subject of the study is recognized as a unit. Next, it takes a lot of time to study in a detailed manner. It is a special kind of study oriented to get insight into research topics. Next question, what are the uses and limitation of focus group? Uses of focus group interview. It is more or less like a group interview. It is possible to elicit a wide variety of different views in a relation to a particular issue. In focus group, participants are able to bring to the fore issue in relation to a topic that they deem to be important and significant. In these, individuals will often argue with each other and challenge each other's interview. Following are the limitations. The researcher probably has less control over proceeding than with the individual interview. The data are difficult to analyze as a huge amount of data can be very quickly produced. They are difficult to organize. The recordings are probably more time consuming. Next question, give the important steps of following problem definition. Steps of definition, formulating a research problem. Stating the problem in a general way. First step, stating the problem in a general way. Second one, understanding the nature of the problem. Third, surveying the available literature. Fourth, developing the ideas through discussions. Fifth, rephrasing the research problem. Next question. What is focus group interview and what are the features? First, focus group interview. Focus group is an interview with several people on a specific topic or issue. Focus group is an interview with several people on a specific topic or issue. Features. It is a form or group interview. There will be a moderator who will guide the session. There will be several participants. It emphasizes a specific theme or topic that is explored in depth. The group participants are interviewed in a relatively unstructured way. Next question. Explain the various types of focus group. First type, two-way focus group. Second, dual moderator group. Third, dueling moderator focus group. Fourth, respondent moderator group. Next, different types of hypothesis. Descriptive hypothesis, describing the characteristics of a variable. Next, relational hypothesis, relationship between two variables. Causal hypothesis, the change in one variable leads to change in another variable. Next, statistical hypothesis, difference between two variables are hypothesized. Next, null hypothesis, no difference between two populations in respect of same property. Null hypothesis, no difference between two populations in respect of same property. Alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis. When we reject the null hypothesis, we accept another hypothesis known as alternate hypothesis. Working hypothesis. This may be altered or modified as investigation proceed. Statistical hypothesis. These are developed from samples that are measurable. Next question. What is hypothesis testing? How is it done? First process, making a formal statement. Next, selecting a significance level. Next, deciding the distribution to use. Next, selecting a random sample and computing an appropriate value. Next, calculation